Hello, and welcome back again to part 2 of how to make money from gigs. You know, in part 1 we talked about three very good things that we ought to do. The first thing we talked about was we're going to have a value. We need to place a value on ourselves. The second thing, we need to have the right industry perception, which means do not ever think that because you are just starting out in business, you will never get paid. Don't think that way. And number 3 was that you've got to ask for money. The more you ask for money to get paid for your gig, the more you're going to get it. The saying goes that if you don't ask, you don't get. So let me add on to those things. Let me give you 3 more things that we can do. The first thing that I would say in this part 2 video is that you need to have a good strategy. Now, what is a strategy? I'm aware that if you're just starting out, you're not a brand name yet. You're not like a Lady Gaga, or you're not like a Mary, and you really want to progress in your career. You've got to do some gigs without getting paid. I'm aware of that. But my point is, when you're going to start out, you know what? One of the things that has been my guiding principles is something that is said in the book of Matthew. The Bible says this. It says that who is going to build a house without first of all sitting down and counting the cost? What he's talking about there is really you need to have a strategy. Jesus was a master strategist, and he was saying, have a strategy. It's the same way in business. You've got to have a strategy. How many gigs are you going to do without getting paid? When are you going to do them? What's going to be the value you award to every free gig that you do? You know, what benefit is it going to be for you to do that? You've got to think about it more in value and in numbers. Having a strategy will really help you to get paid doing gigs. Number 2 thing that you can do is to have very good presentation. What's a good presentation? You know, the way you write your emails, the press pack that you send to the promoters, the way you address a promoter on the phone, all tells about your presentation. The more professional you present yourself, the more value you add in the eye of the person or in the ears of the person that you're speaking to. They are not going to pay you if you sound so crude as though you don't have a clue how the industry works. You're not going to get paid. You know, have a good business presentation. And number 3, develop your negotiation skills. That's what we do. I lecture on negotiation and other music business subjects. And you can visit and read some of the articles we have on www.sledgemedia.co.uk. But when am I talking about negotiation skills? It means that you need to develop being able to strategize when you're talking to people about money. One of the very clear difference in the way that the music business was years ago and the way it is right now is that every artist, every band has now become an entrepreneur. What does that mean? You've got to be able to negotiate money. The key to negotiation is really creating a win-win situation. What are you going to say to the promoter that's going to ensure that you get paid? Develop your negotiation skills. Now, let me say something. Let me just back this up and say something. That you can get paid doing gigs. And please listen out to the 3rd part of this. It's going to talk about how to do a wow gig. How do you do a wow gig? So we'll talk about that later on. Please remember to visit www.sledgemedia.co.uk. My name is Bumi Tokon. I'll see you soon. Thank you.